You know, the great thing about Salman is he will really give you that respect. The best compliment he's given me so far was during the process of this film. Most of the wars that you kind of see going on and this trolling, that happens more on Twitter.
Hello and welcome to Midday.com. I am Anjali and with me, as you can see, is the very gorgeous Katrina Kaif. Katrina, welcome to Midday.com.
Thank you.
First of all, Katrina, I want to know that how is this character very special from the previous characters that you have done?
Well, every character is special. I don't think anyone is any more or less special. Every film at that time to you seems like the best film. That's why you pick it up and you choose that script. And when Bharat came to me, instinctively I loved the film. I felt it was a very, very well written film, a very emotional story, and I thought Kumud's character, which is the character I play in the film, is very strong, a very unique woman in the 1970s. When you see her, a woman in an extremely male-dominated environment, kind of holding her own, and a self-made woman, you know, not having any family, not having anyone to fall back on in the 70s. And the way that the character was written was just very, very appealing to me. And I felt that it would be something that I could do something, it would be an opportunity that I could do something unique with.
So where could you relate to this character? As you say, that a strong woman who's like, very strong and independent amidst the male-dominant society. Here you work in a male-dominant industry.
Not really, you know, it doesn't really work like that. As an actor, it's not that, yes, this is similar to me, so this is what I relate to. It's very different. You have to connect to the emotional base of the film, you know. It's hard to point out the reasons why something speaks to you, but when you like it, it's a very instinctive thing. You like this person. It's not about what it does to how it relates to me, or is it similar to me as Katrina. It's, do I like the totality of this person that's on paper, that's going to be in the film. And if you do, then I think that calls for you to bring this person to life on screen.
Okay. You are also known to be, working hard on your character, be it your physique or anything. So in this particular character, because Ali shared that, yes, he asked you to do a lot of, put in a lot of effort. So what were your efforts, your personal efforts to enhance the character?
It's the workshops, it's the work you do finding the character, breaking it down, what all your process is. It's your process as an actor before you come on set, what you want to do, what you bring to the table. And as you perform the scene, the director will guide you. He will make tweaks. He will make little, changes as to what he feels. But it's a process you bring before you go on any set. And that is your interpretation of the character.
Anything particular in the character that you really found it really challenging?
I think the part when it gets to the older sections where Kumud is in her 60s, that is something which first I was very, very caught up on are we going to get the look right, because aging is something which is really tricky to do on film, and to make it really look believable, it can be tough. So that was something to me which I was like, okay, is this gonna work out, kind of as believable as we want it to? And Ali had selected a company called Millennium, and this company is from the UK, and they came for 3 days and they did some extensive look tests which were just incredible. Like, they just came out so well. I was so impressed with what they had done, with the work that they had done. And once we found the physical look, the outward look of who Kumud was, it was really about me understanding the mindset that you're going to be at 65. Because at first you find the mindset, and the body language will follow. So I think that was a tough portion. That was a tough portion to hold on to that.
Actually, the audience is so used to looking the gorgeous, the beautiful, the cute, or whatever, Katrina, that to see you in your 60s would actually be one of the most exciting points, I'd say.
Well, if by that time you've convinced the audience to believe in this character, they won't even question it. And that's the beauty of it. That's the challenge, and that's the beauty of it.
So you are convinced that this part of 60s have been played by you like pretty well.
It's not about how well we have or have not played it. I'm convinced that it's done. We've done what we feel is our version of the best thing for the story. But if by that time the audience is with this character, they will be with you at that portion in the film.
Tell me something. What really makes your chemistry so special with Salman? As an actor, if I have to ask you.
I think It's that when he comes on set as a performer, as an actor, whatever he brings, however he brings what he brings to his characters, that his audiences love him for. And whatever I try and do is I try and do that as truthfully to what the script is asking for, you know, and that's it. It's not, I don't think we burden it with any other you know, weight of how good friends we are, or how well we know each other, or how many films we've done together. I think we when we work, we're very clear about it, what we're doing at work, you know, and we want to deliver a good film. And that's our job, and that's our only focus.
Ali has said a very beautiful thing about you too, that even you guys are talking, and even if the camera is not rolling, we can, like, we could see the chemistry. So
I've known Salman for a very long time now, and you know, the great thing about Salman is he will really give you that respect, and he's the first person to understand what you've done and what you're trying to do in a role. He will notice it immediately. Like before anyone else can see anything, he immediately has understood what you are trying to do with this character, and he gives you that. It gives you a lot of support and a lot of. I mean, it's an environment. The environment is kind of created for you to do the best that you can.
okay, so you must have seen the changes also. Yeah, I mean, you as an actor know him quite well now. So tell me, as an actor, if I have to ask you to just pick one best compliment that he has given you so far.
I think the best compliment he's given me so far was during the process of this film, and when he was kind of in one of the scenes. I think it was somewhere after the first few days. I think he could see that, you know, what I was trying to do with it, and I think that was nice to hear from him.
Okay, the most memorable moment on shoot, be it this film or any previous films that you guys have done together.
I don't know. I'm very bad at these most memorable things. I mean, it's all a
any
good
special
experience.
moment for this, Bharat, that you, like, you know, it was very nice, maybe a day on the, you know, sets, or something happened, or which you can remember?
No, nothing I can point out particularly. The whole schedule of Malta was very beautiful because the location was really a really wonderful place, and it was visually very, very stunning, and the weather was warm, and it's just a very, very nice place to be. So I think that experience was very nice.
Okay, and when there is a, like in this film also, there's a very Latka Jhatka song, dance number, that Ethea is there. So when there are lots of dance moves, how comfortable is he, or you know, when you guys are rehearsing, or how many rehearsals you do before the dance begins or the shoot begins?
Salman tends to learn his steps on set, and I always rehearse a few days before. I always take 2-3 days and rehearse the song. It's just the way I'm more comfortable that way.
And both of you as an actor, which is the scene that comes or you guys do with utmost ease, I would say? Is it emotional, romantic, or action, or comedy?
You know, you can't pin out one thing as an actor. You know, like it's a process. It's 80, 100 days you go on the film set, and you come every day, and you're in a graft. You know where the next scene is going. You know where it's coming from. You know, you don't see it in isolation. I mean, emotional scenes that are heavy scenes are always tough, because they always come from a deep place, and that's always tough, I think, for any actor to perform. You know?
If at all, if you took time or a longer time to come on the set due to something, like, your look not getting fixed properly or something, what is his reaction?
That's never happened. I think Salman comes a little later, so we've already been on set for a few hours by that time.
But you're all cool about it. You have no issues.
It's planned that way because Ali is now familiar with what time, so he plans my work to start earlier, so that the day is planned that way.
Anything that you want to see change in him as an actor, as a co-actor, if you get to do another film with him, and you'll expect that perhaps this thing changes in him?
No, I don't think it's for me to change anything in him. You know, I think what he brings to his films as an actor is what his audience loves him for.
You shared a great camaraderie with Ali. Tell me, how has that improved or changed in a good way, whatever? Like, you think when you worked with him in the first film and now?
Well, in the first film we did together, it was his first film as a director, so he was a newcomer. I had already done a lot of films. So there was a sense of collaboration. You know, there was a sense of us kind of doing this together. And the next time we worked together was in Tigers and Daya, where I was really impressed with his growth as a director, and I really felt that he had moved a lot, you know, like there was this really sense of a person who had found his voice. And now in our third film together in Bharat, I really felt that, you know, this is a person who is out there to constantly dedicate himself as a filmmaker and to the stories he wants to tell. And his vision is very clear. His vision is very specific, and he has a unique voice in telling stories which I think really connect to our audiences and to the emotional base that people have.
Katrina, years back when you used to choose your films, or when offers used to come to you, and now when they come to you, what's the difference now? Has the kind of things or the facts or points changed in your mind, that now when you choose a particular role, these are the tick marks I need to have?
I think I today choose according to the person who I am today. And I think that we all change, and we all you know, as life throws experiences at us, and as the years go by, you change, and you realize at one point that, oh, okay, I'm not that person that I used to be anymore. So today, what do I want to do? And today, what's true to me, and what rings the most true? Like what seems the place where I'll be happy and fulfilled at work, and that will challenge me and keep me excited and keep me interested. And that's how I hear the script, and I just respond to that.
And how do you keep your calm and, you know, composure when things are not in your favor, perhaps, in the sense that if there is a controversy or if a film has not worked, how does Katrina keep herself all calm and happy?
Exactly from the same way that everyone else, like when something goes wrong in your life, how you deal with it. You should not feel entitled. I feel when a person feels entitled that nothing wrong should ever happen to me and everything I do should be perfect, then that's when you cannot handle the lows in life, or a film not doing well, or something not going the way you want it to. But if we don't have that sense of entitlement, just because we've been fortunate enough to, you know, if you've been fortunate enough to be, to have seen success in your chosen profession, I think you still have to be grounded as a person, right? And it's not just decide that, you know, everything should be the way I want it to be. You have to take the highs and you have to take the lows, and, you know, accept both of them, because the high is not in our hands and the low is not in our hands, so we have to take it as it comes.
Also, it's very difficult for a star to not being trolled, or being, you know, like if you write something on Twitter or on Insta. You are one of the very few stars whom I have noticed that whatever you upload, people just love to see that. So what do you keep in mind when you are posting your pictures or anything particular that
I think
you follow
it's the
guidelines?
platform. I think it's the platform that is important. I think most of the kind of wars that you kind of see going on and this trolling, I think that happens more on Twitter, and I'm not on Twitter.
But Instagram,
in Instagram, it doesn't really happen. I mean, from what I understand, I think it's less. It's more a visual medium. It's about you sharing pictures of your life or your film. So like right now when I'm promoting Bharat, you'll see a lot of BTS behind the scenes pictures. You'll see some pictures about the character, a picture that I really like, or you'll see the promos. You'll also see like your promotion looks, what you're wearing, what you're doing. And then if you're at a time where maybe you're on a holiday or you're doing something else, you'll see the pictures you upload will be relating to what you're doing in your life. So sometimes it'll be very film centric, sometimes it will be all about your family or your holiday or whatever you're doing. So there, I don't think there's so much, you know,
not set guidelines that you follow, that people.
It's more in sync with what is going on in your life at that moment.
Okay, Katrina, it was really nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best for your
Thank you
films.
very much.